Hey guys! Okay, hold on. I'm still working on this camera issue. Flip. There we go. Okay. Oh, still sorting this all out. Fortunately, it's late at night. Well, it's not late, it's 9 p.m. But I think I have a minute or two. Okay. I'll put this here. Da-da-da. Hi, people joining. Okay, so today I'm doing, once I get this thing. Hey, do you like Maddie's map since we're just in the conversation time? This is the map of all the states that Maddie's been to so far. Anyway, I watercolored those myself. You know, I color inside the line. So, okay. Here we go. Hi, people! Hi, Sarah. Okay, so here we go. And sorry if the color's funny, it's because I painted this room green, and I thought that was like a super great idea, and it sort of makes everything look like pea soup, but that's cool. So today I'm going to show you how to do English paper piecing. This is just part one, because there's ironing in the middle, and then I just wasn't going to all go through that. So before I start, is anyone watching Project Runway All-Stars? Anyone? I'm not sure how I feel about All-Stars because we're on like 10 All-Stars, and then when are you like an All-Star anymore? You know, like they have the winners of the All-Stars judging, you know, All-Stars round 20. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but here's my reaction to who got kicked out. That's what I said. Okay, so English paper piecing is super easy, and I've been really into it recently. So what you do is you make little shapes. They're usually hexagons just because like that's easiest, but you can make all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be a hexagon. But you make this shape and then you sew the shapes together, and they're all on like a stiff cardboard. Well, it's an index card. And that helps you sew them together so you don't have to be very good at lining things up. So that's the basic idea. And the cool thing is that you can make the shape bits and then just save them. You don't have to piece them right away. So it's really good for traveling. So here we go. So from the Container Store, this is my little box full of stuff, of course I organized them by rainbow color, full of little hexies. And so then when I'm ready to piece them together, I can just do that, and I can just be like, oh, I need a lime green one, whatever. Okay. So I'll show you how to do this, and this is just a quickie tutorial. I'm going to be posting for real tutorials, like with an actual camera, not in the pea green room, later on when I release the EPP kits, but right now I just thought this is what I'm doing tonight. Might as well do it in a room with weird artificial lighting and show you what I'm up to. Oh, what's that say? Does the paper come out? Yeah, it does. It totally does. So I'll get to that. The paper does come out, because otherwise you'd have like a quilt with like crinkles, and then everyone would be sad. Okay, so what you need is like a normal sewing needle. There we go. With thread. My thread, if you can see it, giant red X on it. That's because when I was in high school, I was in 11th grade, the fabric store called Total Crafts in Laurel, Maryland. Any Marylanders? Had all of the ugly colors on clearance for 10 cents, and I'm still going through it. I bought a lot of really ugly colors, but this is the great use for it. You can use your ugly colors because the first step is called basting, and you never see it. So great, here's my like weird blue. I don't know. It's like colonial blue. So you need the thread, you need that, you need some. I have good fabrics. Well, they're not like the best fabric scissors. They're like $17 fabric scissors. You can use a coupon and get 40% off. But fabric scissors that actually cut fabric and that you don't let anyone else in the house use for other things. Key point, dulls the scissors. You need your fabric, and you need some hexagons. I have a hexagon paper punch, and but you can also cut them, and you could print things online, you know, like a template, and then cut them out yourself, but then you're spending a lot of ink on it, so I would just cut it out once and then trace them. And a glue stick, super normal all-purpose glue stick, washable. So here's what you do. You take your fabric, and it has to be bigger then your hexagon, okay, comb saw. I like to leave it like 1/4 of an inch on each side. There's not a ton of drama if you leave too much on each side. We're going to trim them later. I don't have a good table for this. Take your glue stick. You just put one dot like this. That's it. One dot, boop, of glue stick. And you glue it to the wrong side of the fabric. Comb saw. There you go. Okay. And see, it's stuck. Now mine's crooked because I was doing that not facing me, so I'm just going to do it over again. Whoops. There we go. And you want to have that 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, whatever, on both sides. Now, if I were doing this in real life, I'd do like a bunch of them and cut them later, but I'm only going to do one for you right now. So I would cut it like that. Actually, if I was really doing this in real life, I would probably take a rotary cutter and cut a bunch of like, whatever this is, 2.5 by 2.5 inch pieces, and then cut. Okay, so anyway, it's like that. See, it sticks on totally fine. Now, I'm just going to trim it because this is like a lot of extra fabric. I just go around. There we go. I just go around like that. You don't really even have to be very good at cutting. But that's where the good scissors come in handy. At least the mediocre scissors come in handy because I've tried, like, at my in-laws' place, using normal, like, kitchen scissors. Oh, it's sad because, like, you can't bring these scissors on the airplane and then you're using sad scissors. So don't do that. So then you have a bunch of these. Now, I put a bunch of these in, like, a separate envelope. So then I do all my cutting at home, and then I can do all my basting at another time. So that's step one. Glue, easy peasy. Next step is the basting. So you take some ugly thread. You can use your pretty thread if you want. And I like to just put it in, fold it in half, and tie a knot at the end. That's how I always do things to make sure that they don't get out. And don't forget to put your cap on your glue. Okay, there we go. Now, here's what you do. Oh, would thread scissors work for travel? Oh, yeah, totally. Because now, this is a good question. So now, in the US, any scissors under 4 inches are okay. So it used to be the case that only scissors with dull tips under 4 inches were okay. But now in the US, it's any scissors under 4 inches. But other countries still don't like pointy scissors. So what I do use for travel is child scissors. Thread cutters, interestingly, those round rotary thread cutters, never allowed on the airplanes because you can take the blade out and then it's like a razor blade. The other scissors, which I'm going to show you in a minute, are coming into the shop for March. Tiny scissors. They cut everything thread to bulky weight. And what up, little Nell? Wait, it's not focusing. Little Nelson the owl. Okay, so I'll show you those in a second. But yes, in general, little scissors are okay, but always check what country you're going to because you don't want your favorite scissors stolen, especially the thread scissors that are the little stork with like the, you don't want to lose those. Okay, so you take this guy and you're just going to fold it over, right where the paper's your guide. Okay, you fold it over once, fold it over the next quarter. Okay, and then right in this intersection, I guess I could have picked a better color for the pea green room. We're just going to baste it down. And basting just means sewing like sloppily. And I just run it through and then I pass it back through to make that little knot. See, there we go. Tug, tug, tug. It's a little knot. And then all you do is go around, fold it down again. Oops, see, tucking that fabric under and doing a little stitch in the corner. Now you could do like 2 stitches if you want. This one's pretty small, so I don't really worry about it. You just go around, folding around. Sorry, my fingers are getting in the way. Little stitch, go around, fold it down, tiny stitch, go around, fold it down, little stitch. See, it doesn't really take very long. Go around, fold it down, little stitch. And this is where the extra fabric helps. If I had cut it super close, it would be, you'd be really like stitching in the corner. And later on, you're going to be sewing along this edge, so you don't want it all like convoluted up there. Okay, there we go. I've gone all the way around. And now I'm going to just tie a little knot. So I just go through, and then I'm just going to pass my needle through. Again, ta-da! Then, okay, watch my scissors. Okay, whoops, knocked over the glue stick. Tiny little scissors coming at you. Ooh. I have a lot of faith in these tiny scissors. Coming to you March 4th. Okay, so anyway, there we go. And that's my hexie. Ta-da! So the back looks kind of like, kind of ugly. That's how it is, and it's okay. Front, very beautiful. So you would just do like tons and tons and tons of these. Put them in a pile. I have done all of the colors that are going to come in the rainbow fabric bundle. So there's like blue. The colors look not so great because of the pea green walls. We're just avoiding that right now. Orange, yellow, dark blue, dark purple, light purple, all of them. I've done all of mine. And then what you would do after this step is iron them. So you would put them down on a flat surface, iron, a little bit of steam, whatever. It's cotton, so it's fine, before you do the next step. And what I like to do is iron them before putting them in my magic box of tricks to use later, because then I know when they're in the magic box, they're okay to use later on. So like I said, I'm not going to be doing the joining step right now because I'd have to iron those and haven't gotten out the iron. So anyway, super easy, right? That's all it is. And then you can do different shapes, and different people do different shapes, and you use different cutouts. That's all there is. So I know not a ton of people, because they're probably watching Child Genius, right? Which is on right after Project Runway. I think Sam's in trouble this week. So I'll be watching the rerun of that because he's been having like mental breakdowns. If anyone watched Child Genius? No? No one else is watching Child Genius. Okay. So are there any questions? Right, the paper. Darn biscuit. Okay. So I'm not really going to take the paper out because then I would like not be able to sew it. But what you would do is you would sew them together. Sew. And you just use like a whip stitch. So I'll just pretend I'm sewing them together. Like, let's say I want to sew these together. I put the right sides together. Sew, whip stitch. And then if you just do tiny little whip stitches that tend more towards the gunky side than the pretty side, you're never going to see them. Then you open them back up. And you actually just reach in and take the paper out. You can go around and cut all of the basting threads if you want, but there's really like no need to unless they're bothering you. The other thing some people do is before you put it in, some people punch a hole in the middle of like the template, and then you can use a crochet hook to take the paper out kind of easier. But I've never really had a problem. I just take it and I just like stick my finger in and take it out. The one thing that, okay, so I haven't found the answer to this, but maybe some professional English paper piecer will let me know. After I have sewed them all together, hi Wendy! After I've sewed them all together and you want to iron them, but what I've found is that if you if you iron them and you push super hard, then you get little creases from the seam here, which then it doesn't look so neat anymore. So I'm still on the solution to that problem. I think the answer is like, don't iron it so darn much. It doesn't happen while the template's still in there because the paper keeps it all nice and flat. But anyway, yeah, so if anyone finds out the answer to that, let me know. I've read books and I Googled and I didn't find any answers. So, no one has any questions about my opinions about Child Genius or Project Runway, and I don't really know what else to say. You want to see my box again? I really like showing off all of the things I have that are organized by color. It includes my English paper hexies, my books, craft books, also my reading books, but they're organized by size, then by color. My scrap, my scrap fabrics, organized by color. and also my scrap yarns in a drawer, organized by color. Oh, I didn't say any. Okay, I didn't give any spoilers about Project Runway, except that I think the ending was lame, which is not a spoiler. It's just like a fact. The ending is lame, and I don't like Alyssa Milano as much as Heidi Klum. I don't know. I mean, I like her all from being Sam on Who's the Boss, but she's just not. And where's Tim Gunn? Like, I don't know. Right. So anyway, these are going to be a kit at the end of not the end of the month, at the start of next month, because we're already halfway through February. Today's my husband's birthday. So here's another issue. Okay, since we're talking about like issues in life and Project Runway. So my husband was born in Australia, which is either 14 or 16 hours ahead of the time zone that I'm currently in, Central Time Zone. And his birthday is February 11th. Oh, Maddie's sleeping. I miss her too. So what day was Tim really born, and when do we celebrate his birthday? Right? Because actually, in American time zone, his birthday is February 10th. But like on paper, it's February 11th. So that's always like the big mystery. Like, when do you celebrate his birthday? I have the same problem. So when I'm in Australia, I was born at 5 p.m. on December 31st Eastern Standard Time in the US. But that doesn't happen until 9 a.m. on January 1st, the next year in Australia. When's my birthday? You know, everyone's all like, woo, happy birthday on the 31st, and I still have a really long time. See, that's the thing. You say it doesn't matter when he's your age, but you have to go out to dinner. Yeah, celebrate twice. I think that is the answer. Yeah, it's such a problem. Maddie fortuitously avoided this problem because she was born at 3 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is something like, I don't know, 5 p.m. Australian Daylight Savings Time, whatever. Yeah, oh, the other thing I was going to say that's only because I want to make sure this doesn't come out in People magazine. I know I do a lot of tutorials with my hands, and people may have noticed that I'm not wearing my wedding ring. This is not a big drama, except the drama involved that I've been getting dermatitis under my wedding ring. So I know Us Weekly was about to come out with a story, like they caught me on the street next to Beyonce, not wearing my wedding ring or whatever. But it's okay. I just have, I don't know, it just gets like really itchy. And it's only when it's super dry in the winter. So that's all. And I'm almost like out of entertaining stories beside it being, oh, you wondered about my tattoo. Oh, okay. Well, this is my tattoo. What are you wondering about it? There it is. This, oh, well, so the leaf, there's just no good angle, is there? So it's a bird sitting on, oh, what is it? Oh, it's a bird sitting on a branch. And Sarah, you'd be interested to know, the branch is actually the design from the first iteration of my website. So I always try to get tattoos, I have two, that are thematically like important. So I'll show you my other one. Who knew Periscope was going to go down like this? I didn't know. So the other one's on my foot, and it's a really cute little snail. See, and the snail, when I was in grad school, I did a lot of Microsoft clip art because I worked with children. So I made lots of pretty things for kids. Oh, geez, you've been wondering for a long time. And so the snail is a piece of Microsoft clip art, which is no longer in business. Like, come on, what happened to Microsoft clip art? I actually had someone from school email me the other day who I haven't talked to in like 7 years, and they were like, Stacy, do you have any more copies of Microsoft clip art? There are these really cute characters we used to use. And okay. And so this is from my website. So after I had gotten rid of the first iteration of the website, I thought it was time to sort of memorialize that. And the bird's just cute. I mean, you know, and it needed some glue. And I got this 2 days before going to Stitches South, which was my first Stitches teaching. And it's cool because, like, if it's winter or you're going to, and you're going to like, you know, meet the president. Not that I don't think presidents don't appreciate tattoos. You can have it down. But then when you're like this and you're just walking on the street, people are oddly tantalized, right? You can only see like the tiniest little thing like this. And they're always like, and in yoga, people are always like, you know, peering in on me. There you go. That's the story. I should say that I come from a very, very, very heavily tattooed family. So 2 is like nothing. My dad is very well covered and my mom has more than I do. And actually when I was 18, I've always been sort of like a square peg in my family. Is that it? Yeah, that makes sense. Like a square peg. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I just got out of the tattoo shop. And she's like, oh my God, what'd you get? And she was thinking like dragon across my face or whatever. And I was like, a belly button ring. And she wasn't happy because she thought I was cooler than that. But that's okay. Yeah, I am glad I'm doing videos again. So this, oh, yeah, I do. And my tongue. So this I think is going to replace the coffee with Stacy. So the coffee with Stacy just ended up being difficult because you film it on a camera with a tripod and then you download it to, well, you have to put it on YouTube, which then gets kind of, well, okay, and then you have to re-upload it to your site and publish it. I know I usually have iced coffee. I'll give my iced coffee recommendation in a minute. And then you have to upload it, and then also these are more chatty, and so then my YouTube audience, who's really there just for a tutorial, is like, what's going on? Like, why is she talking about her tattoos there? So I think this is just a much better forum. My favorite iced coffee recipe, if you Google the Pioneer Woman's iced coffee recipe, cold press. Oh, and wait, that brings me to my other point. Because we might have some, are there Australians on? It's time that you could be awake. They might watch the replay. I'm just going to lay this coffee mystery out here. So in America, we make cold press, which is basically putting coffee grounds in cold water. And it's how all iced coffee is made. So if you go into a store like Caribou, Starbucks, whatever, and you get iced coffee, it's cold coffee in a cup with ice. In Australia, because it's so hot, you would think they would have mastered the iced beverage. And I perpetually have drink problems. I always have drink problems in Australia. It's crazy. So, because I don't like espresso, it's too strong for me. I like a good breakfast blend. So this time I was like, okay, I'm just going to give up on the espresso and lattes. I'm going to order an iced coffee. Really hot country. People should be into it. And they make it with hot espresso poured over ice, which just dilutes the whole thing. And it often comes with ice cream in it. And so you have to be like, I'd like an iced coffee. No ice cream. No vanilla syrup. No whipped cream. That's cool. I'll just take it, coffee. And so then I found this one store that had cold press. Well, they call it cold drip or something like that advertised. And I was like, yes, okay, this is my place. I finally found this hoity-toity artisan, single origin place, whatever, doing iced coffee. And pizza. Oh, we don't have pizza. I'm in Boo country, Caribou country, but we also have a cold press blend. So at this place, I was like, hey, can I have a cold press with ice? And the guy looked at me and he's like, oh, we don't do that. And I was like, is this like a philosophical objection, or like you don't have the right sized cup? And he's like, this is like single origin, which means all the beans are from one place. I don't know, is that even a good thing? Coffee, and you can't just like put it over ice. And I was like, okay. Or maybe he put it over ice. Oh, but he wouldn't give me milk with it. And I was like, can I pretty please have milk with it? And he finally brought it out, and it had the milk on the side because he like just wouldn't put milk in this coffee, which is weird because it's a country that puts milk in tea. Why would they have a problem with me putting my milk in coffee? And it wasn't very good cold press. I don't even know. At the end of the day, it was a lot of drama for not a very good cup of coffee. So anyway, I'm always having drink problems. They also always, yeah, totally. They always put hot chocolate in a glass, like without a handle, so that it's always really hot. So anyway, I'm hoping some Australians watch the rebroadcast and maybe could tweet me, or I guess there's no way on Periscope to contact me afterwards, I think, right? Because you can't comment on the podcast, but if you tweet me at FreshStitches, let me know the answers to some of these burning mysteries that I have, because it would just help me a lot. I'm sure there are lots of other burning mysteries that we have about Australia. I don't know what they are right now. So anyway, I've talked long enough. I have my crafty table. You want to see my table? Whoa! Good table happening. Thanks for joining me. I'm really liking Periscope. It's fun. And I don't know how often I'm going to do it. Sort of depends. I like the natural lighting better. I have to say, I look like some weird kind of pea soup alien with the artificial lighting. So, kind of just depends on the schedule, how much we like Maddie being involved in videos, and what I'm up to. And so I hope to see you some other time. Oh, thank you. Well, okay, I will also say my one hesitation about doing Periscope, and I have this very often when I talk in person. So online, often, like my avatar photo, I look like my hair is done, my makeup's done, and it's not fake per se. It's just like I don't do that every day. And so sometimes, I was sort of like, well, do I want to do these videos where I just have my hair in a bun? And I decided that if I had to put on hair and makeup to do a video, I was just never, ever going to do it. So anyway, this is what I look like in a normal day. Sweater, because I live in Minnesota, ponytail, standard issue hair. It is overrated. Yeah, and this lighting's so bad, you wouldn't even be able to tell anyway. So thank you. Yeah, this is just normal Stacy life. Have a great night, everyone, and good morning to, the other time zones. See you later. Bye.